Hey guys, this week we're checking out AC Valhalla again. We're actually jumping into the River Raids DLC, which was part of the Yule Season DLC a little while back. I hadn't actually gotten a chance to check it out yet. Since the Wrath of the Druids DLC has been delayed for 2 weeks, I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to jump in, try it out, and kind of get set for the DLC that's going to be dropping in a couple of weeks. So without any further ado, let's hop in on some River Raids. To get into the River Raids DLC, you're going to head to the eastern shoreline of Ravensthorpe, your settlement, where there you're going to find Vaughn. He's a new character with a new building, and there's actually a new boat dock there as well. This is just for the River Raids. You need to be level 131 and also have a barracks built in your current settlement to actually activate this DLC's portion and be able to get into it. That being because they have said that the difficulty of this is a little bit higher. You can't just jump into it base level and kind of get things going. You play through the story here a little bit, you level your character up, and then it kind of opens up this extra free DLC that you can now check out. And let me tell you, Vaughn does a good job here. He gives you a few tips and tricks along the way. He takes you out on his boat to start, and you kind of get into the first couple raids with his help, and you kind of learn the lay of the land and how it all works. And the best part is he gives you a few tips that really help, because you're going to be dealing with a larger crew of Jomsviking here, not the same that you've been dealing with in the game up to this point. You're actually going to be getting a few more to recruit and actually take care of. So when you go out on these raids, if you press down on the D-pad, you can actually pull up and see what they have for rations, health, and you can see how much storage you have left in your boat as well, because when you're doing these raids, you're going to be collecting materials along the way that will allow you to upgrade your boat, upgrade different items for your boat. There's lots of customization here, and it actually allows you to unlock the ability to build a new building, the Jomsviking Hall. Here, you'll actually be running into Jomsviking that are looking to be recruited just for the River Raids DLC.
Welcome to the Jomsviking Hall, Abel. Been a long time since we've had a permanent place to gather and share stories. Come here to hire more Jomsvikinger for your raids. Eivor, I have been meaning to mention to you the legacy of St. George.
Is this some sort of ridiculous legend?
It is.
Once you're done building your Jomsviking Hall, go back to Vaughn, and he will give you a quest chain for St. George. And what you're going to be doing is looking for St. George's armor that's been scattered throughout the different rivers that you're going to be raiding. The nice thing here is the way the mechanics work for river raids is as you raid certain areas on one map, the defenses for the other settlements on that map start to go up. So eventually you're going to either have a full ship of materials that you're going to have to bring back, or the defenses of the places you're trying to raid have just too high. So what you got to do is bounce out, go back to Ravensthorpe, offload all the materials you got, and then jump back into a different river so that you can lower the alert level from the previous river that you're on. I thought this was kind of a cool mechanic that they added in, and I like that idea, and that's kind of the difference between these raids over the ones you just kind of get into in the regular game. Once you found the first 4 pieces of St. George's armor in the first 2 rivers, what that's going to do is unlock the third river, the River D, for you to start exploring and raiding to find the last 2 pieces. And one of the pieces is actually going to be the sword. And this is where it kind of ends in kind of a finale type situation for the quest here. Is you're going to be up against a bit of a boss battle to get that last piece. And he's up in this big castle. To be honest, at the power level I was at, it was fairly easy to dispatch of this boss to get the sword. But I think if you were down in that level 130 to 200, it may be more of a difficult matchup. The nice thing is it is during a raid that you will face this final boss. And you will have some of your Jomsviking there helping you. So depending on the level of your Jomsviking, you may be able to easily dispatch this guy and move on to the next quest. But once you do get the full set of armor, let me tell you, it looks pretty awesome. Once you get your guy suited up, he looks really, really cool. This is kind of a suit of armor that isn't exactly like any of the other ones we've had so far in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So I did like the fact that this River Raids DLC kind of brought something new to the table and allowed us to kind of just jump in and have a good time. There isn't, a ton of content here. Like I said earlier, you're only about 3 to 5 hours total, depending on the level of exploration you want to do. But I like the idea is that we have a huge map of England here, and we only took up 3 small spots for these rivers. So I got a good feeling feeling as we move along here and as the seasons update, we may be getting some more River Raid DLC. But it doesn't mean you can't jump back in and just kind of keep grinding away at the different raids that there are available here. You can just kind of keep collecting. I believe Vaughn's store will hopefully be expanding at some point, so you can have a few more customization options there, because again, at some point you're really going to run out of content here. But I really enjoyed the River Raids DLC. I haven't played Valhalla for a little bit, so it was nice to be able to jump back into something fresh. And it was, you know, a little bit of a stopgap between now and when the Wrath of the Druid DLC does drop, because it was delayed for 2 weeks. We are waiting a little bit longer. So if you haven't jumped in and checked out River Raids, I'm telling you, this is the perfect time to, because AC Valhalla is still an awesome game.